The second shloka pertains to Chandra. The sequence in which these grahas are ordered are in the order of their influence upon us. So sun, even if he is far away, being of that gigantic size and that enormous effect, he is the first. And second, even if Chandra, as the West puts it, is just a satellite, it's just a measly rock just spinning around the earth, but due to its proximity with earth, it is mentioned second because the effect of it is much bigger compared to some other planets like Jupiter or Saturn, Shani or Brihaspati or Venus or Shukra, which are much bigger in size, but they are farther away. So the sequence in which these grahas are mentioned and their shlokas are mentioned is in the order of their influence. The second shloka is something like this. Dadhi shankha tusharabham kshirodarnava sambhavam namami shashinam somam shambhor mukuta bhushanam. There are many alternating alpaprana and mahaprana sounds, as you see. So there is dadhi right here. It starts with an alternating alpaprana and mahaprana sound. And tusharabham kshirodarnava sambhavam namami shashinam somam shambhor mukuta bhushanam. So the key word to understand this is namami. This is the verb which is happening. So this is the key idea which is being conveyed in this shloka. Namami. I bow down to. Whom do I bow down to? Shashinam. I bow down to Shashi. The word Shashi is used to also represent a rabbit. So the one story is, if you look at the moon, there is a rabbit-shaped spot on it. So it's very clearly visible, and it's very intriguing how it looks so clearly like a rabbit. But the literal meaning of why the moon is called Shashi and why the rabbit itself is called Shashi is because the sounds Shasha means to move quickly. So, and in the cosmic scape, of course, compared to all the other grahas, Chandra's cycles are the quickest. So he's the quick moving one, and so that is why he's named Shashi. And also because of the rabbit shaped mark on his facade. So that is why he's called as Shashinam. Namami Shashinam. I bow down to the quick moving one, Shashi. And all the next descriptors are the next layers, all the next 5 layers are adjectives of how Shashi is, how the moon is. How is he? Dadhi. Dadhi means curd. Shankha is a conch shell. Tushara is snow. Abha. Bha, the sound bha literally again means brightness and glow. So the one who glows, the one who has the brightness of curd, conch shell and fresh snow. The next adjective is Kshira Uda Arnava Sambhavam. Sambhava is the one who is born out of. Arnava is churning or agitating. So it's very, when I was translating it, it came to my mind that, Arnav is the literal meaning of Arnav itself is the one who is agitated. No wonder the journalist by the same name is in a similar way. This is only for people who watch Indian news TV. So it might not make sense for other audiences. But anyways, Arnava means agitated or when churning. Udadi. Uda, literally Udaka means water or, a huge repository of liquid. And Kshira is milk. Kshira Uda Arnava literally means churning of a large ocean of milk. Kshira Uda Arnava Sambhavam. So the one who is born out of the churning of the large ocean of milk, that is one of the stories as to the birth of Chandra. So, and there are these of course there is a lot of metaphorical significance as to what this ocean of milk is, what the churning of it is, which is tapas, and what are the different kinds of byproducts of, and what is the intent behind that churning is of course to gain immortality, to get Amrita. And what the symbolism of that Amrita is. There is a lot of metaphorical significance in both in Yoga Shastra and in stories, also in one's own life. But let's not go into all of that. But that is one of the stories in the Puranas as to how the moon is born by the churning of this ocean of milk. But of course, there is in Bhagavata Puranam, there is another story which says Chandra is born to sage Atri and his wife Anasuya. The next adjective is Somam. The Soma is the one who causes intoxication. Soma is also a drink which is offered as Naivedya in many culture, in the ancient cultures mostly. And the next adjective is Shambhoho. Shambhoho means of Shambhu. Shambhu is Lord Shiva. Shambhoho is of Lord Shambhu. Mukuta is the crown. His crown is, of course, his matted locks of hair. Bhushana is an ornament. The one who is an ornament, Bhushana, of the crown or Mukuta of Shiva, Lord Shambhu, Shambhoho. So this completes all the words for Chandra. And Chandra rules over the mind, the waters on the planet, on earth, and all the aushadhis. So Chandrama Manaso Jataha, says the Vedas. There are many instances where this connection between the mind and the moon are presented. Of course, there is this very commonly used word that any mental disturbance is known by the word lunacy or lunatic, which comes from Luna, which means the moon. But anyways, so this is the importance of Lord Chandra. So we'll look at the shloka one more time. Dadhi shankha tusharabham kshirodarnava sambhavam namami shashinam somam shambhor mukuta bhushanam.